the biggest problem is that every time an animation company gives us something we ask for more. Every single thing, whether it's I remember that there was a large contingency of people that were downloading fan subs that said, well, we don't want to wait for the official translation. It takes too long for the subtitled versions. How many of you watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on Yahoo? I mean on YouTube. That was completely out before the English version even started production. So you can't say that, oh, well, they hate, Funimation hates fan sub watching fan, they hate subtitle fans. That's not true. They released the subtitles, official subtitles. A translation team worked on them for weeks and released them instantly. And yet, still, it's not enough. I am so excited to say, though, that there are a group of anime fans, and lots of them, making me really proud. When I first started doing all of these panels, fans themselves were very anti-helping out the industry. Oh, well, they need to do this, they need to do that. Well, the industry has done almost everything we have asked for. And the one thing that they have not done, I will be glad to explain to you. Yes, there's a hand that's been up for a while, yeah.
Anime Network is some of the best thing that's happened.
Oh, I love Anime Network. That's one of the options I'm going to talk about. I absolutely love Anime Network, and I think their subscription price is dirt cheap. It's way cheaper than... Oh, really? Oh, you get the on-demand. There's also an internet portion of Anime Network that is less than $10 a month. It's something like, I think it's $6.99 or $7.99, and you have access to over 2,500 titles, either subtitled or dubbed. That's nothing. That costs nothing. I pay more for that for a crappy meal that I end up only eating half of. Like, that is nothing. That is such a tiny amount of money. And the cool thing about Anime Network to me is that it's not just new school anime. I know a lot of old school fans get upset because everything is Bishonen anime and everything's very Naruto and Bleach-ish. Anime Network has all those old big robot titles, and they've got a bunch of like old, adventure titles, and I mean, I like a variety of anime. I like that they have so much. Yeah, I'm going to talk a lot about them in a minute because they're being pretty active in getting people involved too. The nice thing is, I guess in the last 2 or 3 years, fans have taken it upon themselves to start acting and trying to help out in any way they can. Who's heard of Sustain the Anime Industry? A girl in New York and New Jersey was terrified that the anime industry was in trouble and wanted to do her part to let people know about what was going on and to show that she supports the industry, and she would show everyone what she had bought. And now tons of people everywhere are doing it. There are all these response videos of kids showing what they've purchased and showing that they want to do their part to save the anime industry. And I think that's really the most important thing to say at this point. People always ask me, they're like, well, how do you think the anime industry is doing? What do you think the future of the anime industry is? It's up to us at this point. The companies have done every single thing they can for us at this point. They've given things to us faster. The other thing, it takes too long to get a whole show released. Funimation's half seasons. You can buy, when it was originally released, it only took 2 purchases to complete Ouran High School Host Club. Not 6 individual purchases, 2 purchases, and you had the entire show. Oh my God, I would have loved to have been able to do that with Beck. My friends, because I turned on all my music friends to Beck, and they would just die because it was like 6 weeks between releases, and they're like, man, you've got to be able to get this faster. I'm like, dude, you get to see it when I do. I love the idea that if I wait maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I can just have the whole show. And the price of anime has come down so much. My biggest argument for people now that say, well, anime is too expensive. Samurai 7 is released on iTunes for digital download. You can purchase the entire show, like all 26 episodes, for how much? Who wants to take a guess? How much? $52. No, it's super cheap. $29.99. Less than $35. It's either 35 or 36 for the whole thing, like for the whole show. You can have the entire series for what it cost you to buy one of those collector boxes of the first one. You know, the big boxes that they released. How many of you, by the way, how many of you are aware of RightStuf International?
Holy crap.
Your response is the best. That is totally true, because there is nothing better for an anime fan's addiction than RightStuf. They sometimes just give you some, sometimes they'll just give you some free stuff too, huh?
Dude, Beck was like $3 a DVD. I mean, they don't have 5 up, which drives me
Yeah, because they may be out. Yeah, but they also for a long time were the only people that had the Beck sweatbands, because there was a snafu. Funimation had them and they were going to do them for sale at conventions, and then something happened and they got lost. And so they missed the boat for that summer promotion, so they just sent them to RightStuf, and anybody that had a large order, RightStuf would just throw a bunch of free stuff in. One of my new school anime friends had a Super Atragon shirt on, and I'm like, where did you get that? And he was like, I ordered a bunch of stuff from RightStuf, and it came in a box. So they're like, and for those of you that don't know who they are, they're a company based out of Iowa. They are an anime distributor, and I can't just say distributor because they've had their hand in production too. His and Her Circumstance, Boogie Pop Phantom, Captain Tyler, Comic Party, Ninja Nonsense. See, like lots of, so they've actually had their hand in production as well. But probably the most spoken of or most known part of the company is their mail order business for anime fans. Every Tuesday they have a blowout sale. Like every Tuesday. They have a subscription that you can pay for. Is anybody a member? What is the annual fee on the membership?
It's like $12 for 10% off.
Yeah, it's $12 and it's 20% off of all of your purchases.
10.
Oh, 10%? Oh, crap.
But it's already, but their stuff's already like...
Yeah, their stuff is already low. Yeah, their stuff is already pretty low anyway. Oh man, 10. I was excited. I thought it was 20. Yeah. But that company has allowed anime fans on a budget to buy any show they want. Literally any show they want. And the thing that I used to love, one of my favorite arguments I used to have was, and I'll get to you again, was people would say, well, the reason I download anime is there's no stores where I live. Well, but RightStuf is on the internet too, and you can order anything you want from RightStuf. Yeah.
RightStuf will frequently have their 40% off sales for a certain company like Funimation or Section 23.
Yeah.
And you can actually stack that with the 10% discount. So you'll get 40,
oh, wow.
You get 40,
so you can add the 10% on top of existing sales. Oh, that's really, really
not
cool.
All of them.
But some of them.
Some in the bargain bin and weekly sales, I don't think usually get it. But when they have the 40% off, you can stack it to get a total of 46% off.
That's super cool. Wow. I love the company, and I love what they have been trying to do. And it's really funny because I probably shouldn't say this, but the owner and I had a disagreement at one point. And a friend of mine who works for him, they were trying to get me to do this podcast thing, and he's like, oh, Ayres will never do anything. And she goes, I can't get him to do it. And I told her, I go, please let him know that whatever difference I had, I absolutely pimp his company out at every chance I get. I am a huge, huge, huge supporter of RightStuf. I think that really there were some times that was the only place we could get a good deal. Who remembers 25 DVDs for $100?
Oh,
that's the most ridiculous sale ever. 25 DVDs for $100.
They still do it on occasion.
Yeah,
yes.
well, that's one of the conventions, one of the small conventions I go to in the South. That's what they do. They wait for those sales and they buy tons of stuff. And you know, usually when you get free DVDs at a convention for a contest, it's like, have episode 5, you know, the disc 5 of Princess Tutu, and you're like, do you know where I could get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, and 7? Like, and with RightStuf, you can buy, like, during those sales, they order episode 1 and 2 of, like, tons of stuff, and then just hold on to them until they're gone, and they have good, you know, not episode 5, but, like, they have good prizes to give away. There's a anime club, a college that has an anime club, and that's how they've built their library, has been through RightStuf.
Exactly the way we did it.
That's awesome. That's super cool. Yeah.
Christmas is also coming up, and they have their 12 days of, or 25, I don't know. It's a lot of sales.
12 days of anime.
Yeah. So if you have not checked into RightStuf, I please do yourself a huge favor. Your wallet won't thank you, but it's like discovering eBay for the first time. It really is. It's like, what? But it's really, really cool.
just a note on their website, it's one F on stuff.
Yeah, RightStuf. I would say if you look for RightStuf with 2 Fs, you'll find out like astronaut movies and all kinds of weird stuff. RightStuf with 1 F, and you can even type RightStuf plus anime in Google, and it will correct your spelling. It will go, "Do you mean RightStuf International?" So there are a lot of companies that are trying to do things for us. That's when I was going to mention the Anime Network. The Anime Network is still going strong and offering things that are. Somebody said, "Oh, well, isn't that just the place where all the old ADV videos are?" No, there's brand new stuff. There's tons of Tears that they were the first people to show Tears to Tiara, Clannad. They're showing High School of the Dead subtitled right now, which is awesome. And their subscription service is unfortunately just an online viewer right now, just a flash player. But you have, like I said, access to over 2,500 titles, and it's less than the cost of a bad fast food meal.